Hey everyone, it's me DisBearity, and today we're diving into a brand new upcoming strategy game called Anno 117 Pax Romana. Now this is me trying out a new format where I cover strategy game news just like this. So if you guys like this style, let me know in the comments. So let's go ahead and get on to y'all. What's going on everyone? Back in June 2025, Ubisoft announced Anno 117 Pax Romana. If you're into city builders or strategy games, this one, honestly, it's worth paying attention to. For the first time, the Anno series is heading to a new setting, ancient Rome. We got the release date with new features and why people of the Anno series, especially if you last played Anno 1800, or even newcomers, would be excited for it. As Anno 117 becomes the next mainline entry in the long-running Anno series, this time Ubisoft is taking us all the way back to the year 117 AD, of course, right at the peak of the Roman Empire. You'll be stepping into the role of a governor, and the game gives you two very distinct starting points: the Roman Latium, the Roman heartland, where you'll be dealing with power and politics of the empire, or Albion, the home of the Celts, which brings more of a frontier and rebellious kind of flavor. Within the game, your job isn't just to build pretty cities. Well, you can if you want, but you're working to balance the needs of your people, managing resources, and deciding whether to stay loyal to Rome or maybe go your own separate way. Let's talk about what's actually new within the game, because this isn't just Anno 1800 with a new Roman skin. So first up, city layouts are getting a big upgrade. For the first time, you can build at different diagonal angles, not just on a rigid grid. So it may seem like something small, but it makes your town look way more natural and less copy-pasty with blocks. Second, buildings now have influence zones. In other words, where you place them matters. Some structures will boost nearby buildings, while others might clash and create problems. It's just not about filling space anymore, it's about smart positioning and also planning. Third, your starting province actually changes the game. Starting in Latium, the Roman heartland, feels very different from building in Albion, the home of the Celts, which of course has its own challenges, bringing in a different culture and even different story paths. Now for you guys who love modding, on top of all that, Ubisoft has confirmed modding support day one out the gate. That means the community will be able to add content, tweak gameplay mechanics, and probably keep this game live for many years. So I think that's a big win for everybody, at least in my personal opinion. Okay, so with all that said and done, how do all these mechanics actually change the way you play? In the past Anno games, you can get away with dropping buildings wherever and then optimizing them later. But in Anno 117, your first choices carry a lot more weight. If you lay out your roads in a sloppy way, you might end up wasting valuable space or slowing down trade routes. If you cluster industries too close to housing, you're not just hurting the aesthetics, you're actually tanking your citizens' happiness. And as you know, no one does not want that to happen up in the early game. And that province choice, Latium or Albion, is actually an important choice, because starting in Rome gives you safety and resources, which is perfect for players who want a steady economic focused run. But if you pick Albion, you're stepping into harsher conditions, limited supplies, and more resistance from locals. That means tougher start, but also a bigger long-term reward if you can make it work in your favor. So the real change in Anno 117 is consequences. Every choice shapes your province in meaningful ways. Do you chase efficiency? Do you want to roleplay as a terrible Roman leader? Or do you risk rebellion by pushing people too far? That's the kind of gameplay depth that makes people sink hundreds of hours into Anno. So one thing that should give people confidence are the devs who are making this game, in which Anno 117 is being developed by Ubisoft Mainz, the same studio that built Anno 1800. If you played that, you know they have a track record of mixing complex systems with a flow that feels smooth once you get into it. So for what they shared so far, their goal this time is to put player choice front and center. The province you start in, how you lay out your city, even how you handle loyalty and politics. Those decisions aren't just there to be there. They actually change how your campaign story unfolds. And while Anno can sometimes look intimidating from the outside, the team has said that they're working on a cleaner early game experience so newcomers don't feel overwhelmed while still giving the veteran players the depth that they expect. So if you've been waiting for another fresh new experience in Anno, well, Ubisoft Mainz brought it. Setting the game in Rome gives the game so many new tools, such as politics, culture, rebellion, artistic layout, and also the biggest one is the day one mod support. This might outlast the average Ubisoft release. Definitely one to keep an eye on, y'all, for sure. Okay, so before I wrap this up, it's worth pointing out that there's still a lot that we don't know about the game. Ubisoft hasn't shown the full scope of the political system yet, like how deep the loyalty mechanics really go, or whether diplomacy and unrest can actually shift the balance of power in your province. We also don't know the exact number of provinces you'll be able to choose from at launch, or how different they'll feel for one another. Will starting in Latium play out completely different than Britannia or Albion? That's something we'll have to wait and see. And then there's a big one here, military gameplay. Anno hasn't always been really much about military, more so about economy and trade, but for Rome as a setting, it kind of opens the door for legions and revolts, maybe even some frontier kind of conflicts. Ubisoft hasn't confirmed much of there yet, but it's still something fans of the series could be watching for. When it comes to the release of Anno 117, the game launches on November 13th, 2025. It's coming to PC via Steam, PlayStation 5, and also the Xbox Series consoles. The surprising standard edition is about $60, and there's also a gold edition for around $90. That one comes with the base game and year one pass, and a builder pack that adds in extra content right at launch. So yeah, this is shaping up to be pretty interesting when it comes to a Ubisoft City Builder for late 2025. So, what do you think? Did this video help you decide on picking up Anno 117? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Much love, everyone. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and also hit the bell notification down below. Thanks for watching.